First on the tour is the job fair was at the Baltimore City Community College. That was in partnership with 92Q, the radio station up there. Speaking of job fairs, we will be having a job fair at the Multi-Service Center on June 7th. That's coming up. June 7th, job fair at the Multi-Service Center. That's going to be for the city of Laurel right here at the Multi-Service Center, Craig A. Multi-Service Center. March 27th, I was at Wise High School for anything but college fair. So I was there helping out and assisting with that, I got a group of students that were interested in trucking. So I had them come out and practice. They wanted to learn about trucking. So I gave them an opportunity, a free opportunity to learn a trade, anything other than college fair. April 2nd, District 1 Town Hall meeting was at BAPS off of the Ammondale Road in Beltsville. That was hosted by Tom Denoga, and that was a lot of things. The acting county exec, Tara Jackson, gave a budget analysis on Prince George's County, so I wanted to know more on what was going to affect us. So I have information on that if anybody's interested. April 7th, I was in a virtual meeting with the ownership of XTT Life. This is a product that is they're targeting for fleet vehicles to reduce on fuel and money as well. So that was April 7th. April 9th was Juneteenth committee meeting. And on that same day, I attended the Prince George's County Muslim Society. This was a dinner, which was, and the guest speaker was Brooke Learman. Sorry for chopping the name up. She came and gave an analysis on the comptrollers. A lot of people don't know that the comptroller, they work with, now this I didn't know as a business owner, that they work with you, when it comes to paying taxes and looking for funding and finances, all of that. So I have a website, or you can just go to the comptroller website and get information on that if you're a business owner or looking to become a business owner. April 11th, this was the best. College and career day at Oakland's elementary school. I was able to speak. Oh, I had a great time.
Councilmember Mills, I think you're on mute.
Sorry about that.
You're fine.
Councilman Mills was at Oakland Elementary School, spoke to 5 different classes, and came up with a mayor. I have 5 mayors and I have 5 council members, and they learned our jobs, so we're in trouble, y'all. So I'm just letting you know. We had a great time there. And then April 12th was at the Multi-Service Center, where we had a Black maternal health event. Now, don't look at me funny when I say maternal health event, because I'm done. But I went there and got some information, and there was some great information from the ladies that spoke. There was a panel, and much respect to those ladies that came out and gave their stories. They almost make you cry. But they were strong. They gave their stories. The mayor was there. Councilwoman Johnson was there, and I mean, this is something that I think we need to do, definitely on a constant basis, because the information that they gave for Black women is so important. you know, is so important. So that was a great event, and thank you, Mayor, for putting that on. Also on that day, the Board of Education meet and greet. That was with Dr. Tiffany Andorful, who is the District 1 Board of Education rep, and that was at the Beltsville Library. And she came and gave a lot of information on the schools within our in the district. A lot of the schools that Laurel children go to were on these lists, and these lists weren't good. So my suggestion is that we need to invite her out to the city of Laurel and have a meet and greet. She brought representatives from Capital Improvement, and she brought the transportation director. These are people that we need to talk to as parents. All right. And on that same day, April 12th, I was able to get out there and catch everybody on that soggy ground, Councilman Coles. Oh boy. But it was a lot of people out there for that Easter egg extravaganza at the lake. But that was a great event. The children was happy, and that's all that matters to me. April 13th, and that was the celebration of life for Robert Grant at the Laurel Volunteer Fire Department. That is my report, Madam President. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Councilmember Mills. For my report this evening, it will be brief. To start, I've been out sick, as you can hear from my voice, and it's important that I don't want to give it to anyone else. So that is why you have not seen me, because no one else needs to be sick with me. So just getting my voice back, huge thank you to my colleague, Council Pro Temp Mills, for covering and leading the March 24th council meeting. I greatly appreciate it. Thank you, sir. In regards to that as well, I attended a couple events prior to getting sick with a few of my council members. But I have seen, during that time, I have been in bed and able to see all the things that are going on in the city a little bit more. So we are aware regarding the car thefts and the vandalism that has been taking place. I did see that the lights went out. BGE fixed that, which Chief Hammer will also talk later about regarding the car thefts and vandalism. Also, I've seen the many emails that have come in. Thank you for communicating with us in regards to your recommendations for the Laurel Independent. They have been received, as Councilwoman Johnson referenced as well. So thank you for communicating that with us. We love to hear from you. Also, some residents have reached out to me directly regarding the loss of federal jobs. They've indicated that a lot of their households have two incomes that rely on the federal positions. I have taken the time while in bed to help people to find jobs. But as a reminder, there will be a spring job fair that Congressman Glenn Ivey is hosting. That will actually be this Thursday, April 17th from noon to 6 p.m. It will be located at the Showplace Arena in Upper Marlboro. He has indicated that this is for all job seekers, including federal workers as well, to help displace federal workers. And also there will be employers there from around the region. So please tell other people and share this with others. And thank you as well for Congressman Glenn Ivey hosting this. They hosted one previously, but it's really important for us to be able to support our federal workers during this time right now. And we have a lot of federal workers. We're very close to the base, and we have a lot of people that, as you know, Laurel is a great place to live in between Baltimore, close to BWI, but very close to DC and affordable. So a lot of people do live here and they travel into the DC area for their jobs. I will cut it short tonight. So that concludes my report. Mayor Sidnor, please feel free.
Good evening, everybody. Thank you, Madam President. I really appreciate it. Start my reports in order. March the 26th, I attended the Maryland Black Mayor Monthly Meeting. March the 27th, I want to thank Acting Director Michelle LeBlanc and her assistant, Ms. Price, for hosting the Enough grant launch program. It was an important program. As we know, we wanted to address child poverty and any other insufficiency we have inside our city of Laurel. So They applied for that grant, and they're going to try to apply for a bigger grant next year with over $300,000. So hope they can get that grant as well. On March 30th, I attend the Kingdomship Fellowship Church, and I gave me a tour there, a multi-service center with a state of the art. You get a chance to go by there. It's just the same version as our multi-service center, but just more fancy. But it still serves the same purpose of helping those individuals in need with food insecurities, clothing, job placement, and things of that nature as well. March 31st, I had a tour of St. Mary's Elementary School. That was the first time I attended the school. The children welcomed me there, and I talked to a lot of students there as well. So thank you, St. Mary, for allowing me to come to your school and visit the young scholars. April the 1st, I was invited to be the guest speaker. Wow, can't believe that. At the 38th Annual National African American Postal League United for Success Convention. And that's pretty much started 38 years ago when African Americans working in the United States Postal Service and leadership. And they have their annual conference every year, and they had it in Maryland this year, and they invited me to come out there to do the welcome remarks and welcome to Laurel. So that was pretty interesting. April the 7th, I attended Montpelier Elementary School, pre-K. Wow, I can't believe that. Pre-K was working on dinosaurs, stuff like that. I was impressed to see pre-K. I thought I learned about dinosaurs probably in the 4th grade, I believe. I can't remember though, but the pre-K learning about dinosaurs at the early. I was very impressed with the teachers there at Montpelier Elementary School getting our scholars early start. April the 9th, the Hope House grand reopening. Hope House has been on Main Street for several years, and they closed, and now they open back up. I believe I said it the 14th today. The 14th, they're supposed to have clients there that's staying there overnight. That would be probably bused back to Crownsville, but they'd be there on Hope Street. And then those intensive outpatient treatment will be going to intensive outpatient treatment at the multi-service center eventually. I don't know when that process is going to be going on, but intensive outpatient treatment is when you go 6 to 9 hours a week going to group therapy. And residential treatment, of course, you stay there overnight. So Hope House is back open on Main Street. Also, Metropolitan Washington Council of Government monthly meeting. And we did talk about the federal government, the layoffs have here. The Prince George president of Chamber of Commerce was there, and he said that Prince George County, we had like 40,000 government employees and about 800 I've got the number of contractors, but we have a big impact on Prince George County. And like Councilman Clark said, we got job fairs going out throughout the city and in the district with Congress Glen Ivy. And the city of Laurel is open, we have jobs all the time, but I don't know if it's enough money. Some of those individuals might lose their federal government job. But, we're aware of that, and we're going to be working on things to try to help those individuals as well. April the 10th, we had another event with the council state delegation with Northern Virginia elected officials, also with their, of course, the General Assembly for Northern Virginia, along with Prince George County, Washington, D.C., and Southern Maryland. We got together for a reception and once again talk about things affecting the region, so everyone is talking in the council of government. We meet once a month to continue to find out ways in case of fallout of federal government work, how we can help our citizens in our region, and how we can also employ them as well. April the 11th, I attended Oakland Elementary School, another career day, spoke to the kids there, 5th grade class. I want to thank the communication department. They've been very busy lately with a lot of events. Black Maternal Health event was scheduled this past Saturday, and Black women are 3 times more likely to die delivering during their pregnancy than any other race. So that's important that the Black women get the care when they deliver their babies. So that's important. So we're gonna highlight that. I want to thank Khadija Smiley. She was the organizer of that. She has an organization called Stillborn Lost Infants that she coordinated that for us. We've been partnering with her for the past several years, and so it was a great turnout there. The great educational ceremony, not ceremony, but event to make people aware. April 13th, I attended the funeral of Robert Pop Grants for the respect of the city. We like the flag is half-mast out there, city flag half-mast. Announcements, some of the announcements probably made already, but April the 19th, Earth Day between 10 a.m. and 11 a.m. at Granville Goody Park, so please come out and support that if you can. Also, April 19th is Fair Housing Month. Director Burroughs and his shop has been putting a great program together. So it's going to be April the 19th from 12 p.m. to 3 p.m. at the Multi-Service Center. So please come out and support that if you can. And also our first City Hall in the Park going to be April 24th from 6:30 p.m. to 8 p.m. at Granville Goody Park. And some proclamations. I'm not going to read the proclamations, just going to say what they are. April, Flood Awareness Month, April 2025, of course. Second Chance Month very deal to me, being a retired probation officer. When people coming home from prison, unsupervised probation and things of that nature, they need to get jobs. If not, they're going to probably return back to citizenship. But we want to keep that from happening, so we want to also give them an opportunity to work. So let's support that Second Chance Month. National Public Health Week, April 7th to April 13th. Black Maternal Health Week, April 11th to April 17th. National Public Safety Telecommunication Week, April 13th, April 19th. Earth Day, April 22nd, and Arbor Day, April 22nd as well. And while I still have the floor, Madam President, I have one appointment to make for the senior resident and person with disability. The resume was submitted to the council. Rosette Ladson as the person I'm appointed. So I hope to get the confirmation of the city council. And that's clear my report, Madam President. Thank you.
Thank you, Mayor Sidnor. Did you also want Chief Hamill to speak as well?
Yeah, I was going to let you, whenever you, can we approve the appointment first and then let Chief Hamill?
Yeah, we can. Yep, that works perfectly. Thank you. So for, as Mayor Sidnor said, he's requesting for the mayoral appointment for Rosette Ladson for the CAC for senior residents and persons with disabilities, with a term starting April 14th, 2025 through April 14th, 2027. Do I have a motion from the council to approve the appointment mentioned?
Madam President, I'll move to approve the mayor's appointment.
Thank you, Councilmember Cole. We have a first, Madam Clerk. Do I have a second?
I'll second.
Thank you, Councilmember Mills. As second, Madam Clerk, can you please call the roll?
McCole,
Yes.
Councilman Mills,
Yes.
Councilwoman Johnson,
Yes.
Councilman Simmons,
Yes.
President Clark.
Yes.
Motion carries.
Thank you.
Yeah, appreciate it.
Mayor Sidnor, would you like to proceed?
Yes, Chief Hamill, can you come on and give us an update on some things that happened this weekend? We appreciate it.
Yes, sir. Good evening, Council President Clark, Mayor Sidnor, and the City Council. Thank you for having me on this evening. So, Council President Clark and Mayor Sidnor asked me to speak about some concern within the community regarding motor vehicle-related crimes. So, the good news is, over the past about 15 months, we've been trending downward. Even though this past weekend wasn't the best weekend within the community, we saw an uptick in some of these related crimes. But year to date, and over the past, as I mentioned, 15, 16 months, we've been going down. But let's talk real quick, and I promise I'll be quick. I know the council members were worried. So let's just talk real quickly about what you guys can do in the community to help us combat these trends. First off, secure your valuables in your car. And I know you've seen some of these on our social media posts, but not everybody gets social media. So let's just go over a couple things to help out. Secure your valuables in your car rather than leave them in your car, especially overnight. Park in well-lit areas when you're parking in the evening. Lock your car when you leave it. Double check, triple check that you've locked that car. A lot of times people swear they've locked the car and we find things stolen out of it and nothing's broken. The windows aren't broken. There's been no forced entry. So what that tells us is they probably left it unlocked by accident. Also, activate your alarm system when you walk away from your car. If you have to actually activate it, make sure you activate that. Also, a reminder that the Laurel Police Department has a number of anti-theft devices for certain vehicles available through our community engagement section. You can please contact the police department, speak to Sergeant Veskovich, and he'll make arrangements to see what we have that may be able to help you out. This one is very important. You know, we all have that sixth sense. I would ask everybody, please pay attention to your surroundings. Please pay attention to what's going on in your home, your neighbors' homes, your community, and our community at large. And immediately report all suspicious activity to our communications center. That way we can send our officers out there quickly in order to the area of concern in order to address the matter. I promise you, our officers will do legal, moral, ethical, constitutional policing. They'll address the matter correctly. Sometimes what it is person's perfectly fine, then they're on their way. But we do get people that contact us and said, you know, I woke up this morning, I found out 5 of my neighbors' cars got broken into. And 2 o'clock this morning, I saw a guy hanging outside my neighbor's car. Then good to have that at 2 o'clock in the morning. So you're not going to bother us. This is what we're here for. This is what we have a very dedicated rank and file police department for. Please report that. Also, look out for each other. Dovetailing off what I just said, but really do pay attention for your neighbor. If you know your neighbor's away and all of a sudden you think somebody's is on their porch, somebody's inside, report it. If you know your neighbor's away and you see their car's been moved, report it. Again, it doesn't hurt anything to report it. We'll take care of it right. And then lastly, I'd ask you, if you want us to come out and speak to your community about this or any other issues you may be having that you may be concerned about, just you can contact me, contact our community engagement section, and we'll make sure we get the right people out there to speak to you about your concern and answer your questions. Council President Clark, Mayor Sidner, thank you guys for letting me have this time. I know it's unusual for us to do this in this setting, so I really appreciate it. And thank you for your all's concern.
Thank you, Chief Hamill. We really appreciate you sharing that. I know that a lot of people have questions, and you know, our city does a really good job of trying to, I think, of communicating with our residents and trying to give them tips that are helpful. So thank you so much for speaking on that. We really appreciate it. I know I asked you this afternoon, but thank you again. Councilmember Mills, I think I saw your hand up.
Yes. I had a question, if that was okay.
Sure. Thank you.
Good evening, Chief.
How you doing, Ms. Mills?
All right. So I was just wanted to know, because since we was talking about, you know, car theft, so a concerned citizen wanted me to show you this here. I don't know if y'all can see that. So the window is broken, and this is over in the overlook community. And so one of my friends, we were at the restaurant down in Bowie, and these people, they literally, this was at nighttime, literally went down the row of cars, busting the windows on the driver's side and to go into the cars. And like SUVs, they don't lift up the back, you know, of the trunk on the SUVs. What they did was they went through the back seat in the SUVs. So a lot of times people think that they, you know, putting their valuables in the trunk. They still go through the back seat. They went through the glove compartment, back seat, and then and through the back seat into the trunk. I wanted to ask this question because my goal is for the city of Laurel is to, you know, to create a dome of protection around within the city. And I remember you was mentioning about the funding that pays for certain things like the street light cameras, the red light cameras. Is that something that can be paid, like doorbell cameras and cameras on homes, or even putting cameras in the neighborhoods or something like that? Is that something that can be paid by that?
There's a variety of things that could be done in that regard. I'm not so sure budget-wise or legal-wise if we could pay for people's personal cameras at their homes. We have a registry. It's online. We got a pretty robust amount of people in the city of Laurel registering with us. So, for instance, we had the homicide 2 weeks ago. We were able to go to people's homes, go to those cameras in order to look into the matter. I'm proud to say, as many of you know, we had an arrest in that case on Friday. So there's a wide scope of concerns there. And that Michelle might have to answer some of those regarding funding and proper utilization of the resources we have. You know, if it's grant wise, we've got to be very careful and make sure we meet all the numerics on the grant, make sure everything's okay. Mr. Mills, a lot of this is low hanging fruit. And I say that meaning somebody will leave their computer sitting on the front seat of their car. And we're not victim blaming. Everybody, we've all done this. We've all left our phones sitting there because we're running in somewhere and running out. And you're like, oh my gosh, I left my phone. But my prior life, I had a team of officers follow two guys. They tried 100 cars in a row through a neighborhood. They didn't
Wow.
break any windows. If the car was unlocked, they went in and took what was ever in there.
Yeah.
If it was locked, they just went to the next car.
Okay.
I can't overemphasize about hardening the target here.
Okay.
Remove those valuables. And that doesn't mean put them in the back of your SUV. It means take them inside with you. You're safer that way with it. Park in a well-lit area. If you need if your driveway's not lit enough, get those motion detector cameras. Get those extra floodlights, motion detector lights. Get those extra floodlights up around your house. You help your neighbors and you help yourself that way. Somebody comes walking in, you can have your lights set up to trigger an alarm to your phone, depending what system you have, and you'll know somebody's out there. Now, look, you're also going to get alert on deers and cat and the like, but you'll know something's out there, and you can go out and check. But thank you for your question, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you
I think
again.
I saw another question by Joyce, if I'm
No,
right. I
I
saw
think-
her hand up.
I don't see the hand anymore, so thank you so much.
Thank you.
So we're gonna move on to agenda item number 7. Agenda item number 6, our general public hearing. This is a time that we want to hear from you, our community members. Your voice matters and we value your input. We encourage you to share your thoughts, your concerns, and your ideas with us, as they are essential to shaping our work and our city's future. Madam Clerk, can you please confirm if anyone is signed up for the general public hearing portion?
We don't have anyone signed up, Madam President.
Thank you. Seeing that there are no speakers signed up today, I will open the general public hearing portion at 6:38 p.m. and close the general public hearing portion at 6:38 p.m. Moving to agenda item number 7, we have a bid recommendation for Cypress Street and Saratoga Avenue improvements. Acting Director Tommy Helms, you now have the floor.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Good evening, Mayor Sidnor, Council President Clark, and Laurel City Council members. The Department of Public Works is requesting approval to award the contract for Cypress Street and Saratoga Improvement Project, LA 25007. The scope includes resurfacing the existing pavement, replacing sections of curb and gutter, sidewalk, ADA compliant ramps, and installing new thermoplastic roadway markings westbound Cypress Street from Westmeath Drive short of Oxford Drive, and the entire length of Saratoga Avenue from Concord Avenue to Colony Avenue. The Department of Public Works has solicited public bids for this project, resulting in 9 submissions. A bid opening was conducted on March 4th, 2025 in the council chambers. The submitted bids, ranked from lowest to highest, are as follows. Calvert Ready Mix and Concrete Supplies LLC, $90,258.40. VMP Construction Company, Inc., $101,961. Stanley Concrete LLC, $103,949.20. ENR Services, $110,913.40. Espina Paving, Inc., $112,582. Image Asphalt Maintenance Incorporated, $125,863. SFMS LLC, $126,451.71. Ross Contracting, Inc., $135,448. Francis O'Day Company, Inc., $158,272. Funding for this project is available through the FY25 Adopted Capital Improvement Program, Cypress Street and Saratoga Avenue improvements. It is recommended that Calvert Ready Mix and Concrete Supplies LLC from Lusby, Maryland, undertake the Cypress Street and Saratoga Avenue project in the amount of $90,258.40. In addition, DPW is requesting a contingency amount of $9,741.60 to account for any unforeseen construction issues that may arise during the project, for a total of $100,000. Thank you, and now I am open for any questions.
Thank you, Director Helms. Do any of the council members have a question or a comment regarding this bid recommendation? All right, I don't see any. So with no additional questions or comments, I will now entertain a motion for this bid recommendation. Everyone don't jump in at once or I'm gonna jump in.
Madam President, I move that we award the bid to the Calvert Ready Mix in the amount of the 100,000 as recommended by the department.
Thank you, Councilmember Simmons. We have you as a motion. Do I have a second?
I'll second.
Thank you, Councilmember Cole, for seconding that motion. Can you please call the roll, Madam Clerk? Thank you.
Councilman Simmons,
Yes.
Councilman Cole,
Yes.
Councilman Mills,
Yes.
Councilwoman Johnson,
Yes.
President Clark.
Yes,
Motion carries.
thank you. And thank you, Director Helms, for that explanation. Okay, well, go right ahead. Sorry.
Thank you.
Thank you. Moving to agenda item number 8, we have a bid recommendation regarding the generator replacement project, phase 1 design by the Department of Emergency Management. We have Director Christina Cornwell. You now have the floor.
Good evening, Madam President, Mayor, and council members. The Department of Emergency Management is requesting approval for $152,477 in funding to begin phase 1 of the generator replacement project. The critical facilities slated for generator replacement include the Municipal Center, Police Department, Public Works Complex, Parks and Recreation Maintenance Facility, and the Armory. Phase 1 will involve conducting surveys to determine the appropriate specs for each generator, design development, and securing any necessary permits for installation. The city has an existing agreement with the Maryland Environmental Services, which they bring subject matter experts to support mitigation projects such as this. Their team will develop a detailed engineering and electrical design to facilitate phase 1. Funding for this project has been allocated under fiscal year 25 capital improvement programs. I respectfully request the council's approval to proceed with phase 1 in collaboration with the Maryland Environmental Services, and I'd be happy to take any questions at this time.
Thank you, Director Cornwell. Are there any questions or additional comments from the council? Councilmember Simmons, please proceed.
Yes, just to share with folks who might be with us, we recapped this back on the April 2nd work session, but I think it's important for residents to know too that this project is covered under a grant for which the city is really just out of pocket about 10%. So although we're approving the 152,000, the city's piece of that's going to be more like 15 to 20,000, just depending on some of the final numbers for this phase. So to let folks know about that bit. Thank you, Madam President.
Thank you, Councilmember Simmons. I see Councilwoman Johnson also has her hand raised as well. Please proceed.
Yes, just had a quick question. I guess I just noticed this is phase 1. So do you have an idea of how many total phases there will be?
Be 2 phases. Once we get complete phase 1, we would have to go back and submit the information from the surveys to FEMA to get phase 2 funding. So the lump sum has been approved for the whole project. They just wanted us to do it in phases, and that's how we would get the funding to continue them. So just 2 phases.
All right, thank you.
Thank you, Councilwoman Johnson. Are there any additional questions or comments regarding this bid recommendation? I don't see any. So I will now entertain a motion for this bid recommendation.
Madam President, I move that we approve the bid recommendation as presented.
Thank you, Councilmember Cole. Do I have a second?
A second.
Thank you, Councilmember Mills. Madam Clerk, can you please call the roll?
Councilman Cole,
Yes.
Councilman Mills,
Yes.
Councilwoman Johnson,
Yes.
Councilman Simmons,
Yes.
President Clark.
Yes.
Motion carries.
Thank you. Thank you, Director Cornwell. We appreciate it. Okay, moving to agenda item number 9, resolution number 4-2025. We have a resolution of the Mayor and City Council of Laurel, Maryland, to set the date, time, and polling location for early voting in the city of Laurel for the general election of November 2025. Madam Clerk, Sarah Green, you now have the floor.
Thank you, Madam President. Resolution number 4-2025 is the required resolution of the mayor and city council to set the time, date, and locations for early voting for the upcoming 2025 general election, which will be a council member only election. The date is scheduled for Saturday, November 1st, 2025. And we again will have 2 polling locations for early voting as well as election day. Ward 1 is held at the Joseph R. Robinson Laurel Municipal Center, and Ward 2 is the Robert J. DePietro Community Center. And also the time for the early voting will be 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. That's all I have, Madam President.
Thank you, Madam Clerk. Are there any questions from the council or comments? Councilmember Simmons, please proceed.
Yeah, just a quick clarification for the record. I think the clerk may have accidentally said November 1st, but it's November 4th, which is the way it is in the resolution. But just if anybody was listening.
Voting is on Saturday, November 1st. General election is Tuesday, November 4th. So
Thank
this
you.
is
I'm reading
just
the wrong
setting.
paragraph. I
Okay.
appreciate that.
No problem.
Thank you, Madam Clerk. Councilmember Simmons, do we have any additional questions or comments from the council? All right, seeing that there are no additional questions, I will now open, since this is the introduction and first public hearing for this resolution number 4-2025, I will now open the public hearing on this item at 6:48 p.m. Madam Clerk, can you please confirm if we have anyone signed up to speak regarding agenda item number 9?
No one signed up, Madam President.
Thank you. Seeing that there are no speakers, I will close the public hearing portion at 6:48 p.m. This will, if there are no objections, this will be moved for a second public hearing at our next meeting. Thank you. For agenda item number 10, we have the introduction and first public hearing on resolution number 5-2025, a resolution of the mayor and city council of Laurel, Maryland, to pay tribute to the Emancipation Day. I shared this at the work session. This is something that I wanted to sponsor. And this, just to give you clarification, this will not replace our St. Mark's United Methodist Church event and celebration that has been in existence for more than 100 years. But this is something that will support that. This is a local recognition that will show that our city values this history and its identity and heritage, and that it's not just a state observance. It also provides Laurel the opportunity that we can highlight our city's unique historical connection, as I shared regarding St. Mark's Methodist United Methodist Church, regarding emancipation and the contributions of the formerly enslaved people connected directly to Laurel. Lastly, it also sends a powerful message about our values towards equality, freedom, and promoting inclusive civic and identity, and increasing our community bonds with our local residents while acknowledging some difficult historic truths. So I am here if you have any questions or any further comments regarding the council. Everyone's very quiet. All right. Well, not seeing any questions, I will now not seeing any questions from the council. I will now open the public hearing at 6:50 p.m. regarding this agenda item number 10. Madam Clerk, can you please confirm if anyone is signed up to speak on agenda item number 10?
No one signed up, Madam President.
Thank you. Well, with no one signed up to speak, I will close the general public hearing portion at 6:50 p.m. and this item will be moved to our next meeting for a second public hearing if there are no concerns or questions. All right, thank you. Moving to agenda item number 11, we have a request from Mayor Keith R. Sidnor regarding the mayoral appointment of Chrissy Cornwell, Director of Department of Emergency Management. Mayor Sidnor, you now have the floor.
Thank you again, Madam President. As you know, that we need a charter amendment to create the Department of Emergency Management and also create a Department of Human Services. And each department has their own director. And Chrissy Cornwell has experienced expertise in emergency management. She submitted a resume. She has over 20 years experience working in emergency management. Been a great job for the city of Laurel since she's been working for us. And I appreciate the confirmation of the city council to appoint Chrissy Cornwell as the director of the emergency management department.
Thank you, Mayor Sidnor. Are there any questions or comments from the council? Seeing none, do I have a motion to approve this mayoral appointment for Chrissy Cornwell as Director of Department of Emergency Management?
Madam President, I move to confirm the appointment of Chrissy Cornwell to Director of Department of Emergency Management.
I'll second that.
Thank you, Councilmember Cole and Councilmember Mills. Madam Clerk, we have a first from Councilmember Cole and a second from Councilmember Mills. Can you please call the roll?
Councilman Cole,
Yes.
Councilman Mills,
Yes.
Councilwoman Johnson,
Yes.
Councilman Simmons,
Yes.
President Clark.
Yes.
Motion carries.
Thank you and congratulations, Director Cornwell. Would you like to say a few words?
Yes, I'd like to thank the support of the mayor and council members, and I look forward to continuing to grow our emergency management department and programs with our Assistant Director Thompson. Thank you.
Thank you. Mayor Sidnor, would you like to say anything as well?
No, you guys did a great job. Really appreciate it. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Okay, moving to agenda item number 12, we have an additional request from Mayor Sidnor regarding a mayoral appointment for Marshall LeBlanc as Director of the Department of Human Services. Mayor Sidnor, you also have the floor for this.
Thank you again. Like I said earlier in my first statement about the creative department, Department of Human Services, Ms. LeBlanc has over 20 years experience working in human services. As you can see by her resume, she also has a master's degree in human services, and I think her expertise will fit right with the Craig A. Multi-Service Center with our transitional housing and all our nonprofit organizations coordinated out of there. So that's why we wanted to create these two departments, separate them, put the expertise in each matter in each department. So I appreciate the council confirmation with Marshall LeBlanc as the Director of the Human Service Department. Thank you.
Thank you, Mayor Sidnor. Are there any questions or comments from the council? Seeing no questions or comments, I would like to request a motion for this mayoral appointment.
I'll make a motion to approve Marshall LeBlanc as the Director of Department of Human Services.
And seconded.
Thank you. We have a motion from Councilwoman Christine Johnson and a second from Councilmember Adrian Simmons. Madam Clerk, can you please call the roll?
Councilwoman Johnson,
Yes.
Councilman Simmons,
Yes.
Councilman Mills,
Yes.
Councilman Cole.
Yes.
Motion carried, or President Clark, I'm sorry.
No problem. Yes.
Motion carries.
Thank you and congratulations to Director LeBlanc. Would you like to say a few words as well? I see you're off mute, but for some reason we can't hear you. Okay, you're welcome. We understood that. No worries. Congratulations to both of you. Thank you. Okay, well, that actually
I
concludes
want to thank the council again.
Oh, yes, I'm sorry, Mayor Sidnor.
Thank you,
Please
council. I
proceed.
really appreciate your confirmation of these two appointments. Thank you. You did a great job. Thank you so much.
You're welcome, and thank you, Mayor Sidnor. Well, that concludes our agenda items for this evening. If you're not aware, spring, I think, is officially here now. I would say yes, since my allergies are all over the place. But this is a good time for you to go out. As Councilmember Simmons said, there's ice cream, there's Main Street, there's Laurel, the Laurel Park where you can get exercise. We have all of our restaurants that people love. So don't stay in the house. Go out, spend with our local businesses and our local community. And we hope to see you at our next meeting. Thank you for confirming, Madam Clerk, on the 28th. With no further business to come before the mayor and the city council, this meeting is now adjourned at 6:56 p.m. Have a great evening.